your brain isn't too combobbled yet, but let's get back in a second. All right, section 3, here it comes. Last section of episode 1. If you made it this far, I'm real proud of you, but we've gone over tons of stuff. But now let's hang in there, and one last little section. I just want to say that I think that I have on my little notes, it says, should political parties be held accountable for veteran care? Yes. Yes, they should. Both of them should. They should. We don't have having the luxury to bitch about our country and having the luxury to bitch about things, the luxury to protest, the luxury to sit around and debate this type of stuff. It is a luxury. There are places in the world that they cannot talk about this kind of stuff, which is the way that we're going right now. They first used to say, oh, don't talk about it, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. We just don't talk about that kind of stuff because it was taboo or whatever, that type of stuff. The next logical step in that is to write rules, not laws, but just like rules of like different places or that clubs or businesses will start to have rules where you can't say certain things, or hey, you can't say that here, but you can't do or say that. Even in the military, when I was in the military, when Obama was in office, right, I parked on base at Miramar in San Diego, the Marine Corps base down there. And I had gone down there, and funny as I put a big ass Obama sticker on the back of my car, and you don't want to know how many times that like the command or people were like, oh, you can't have that on your car, you can't have that. And I'm like, look, man, I'm in the military. The whole point of being in the military is that that you're okay with the free speech thing. I think that is definitely one thing that we need to think about. Let's see what else we got going on here. I just want to make sure that, all right. So the main reason that we talked about this stuff today is because of the political outlook of our country right now. It's sad. It's scary. And there are people out there that are hurting. There are people out there that are scared. There are people out there that don't know what is going to happen. There are people that have lost their jobs. How we can have so many people that have been let go of their jobs, their livelihoods, and all in what the name of making money. The federal government, the American government, is not a business. I'll say it again. Government is not a business. We're not supposed to be making money off of people for the benefit of our government. We cannot be selling gold card citizenships to Russian oligarchs. Come on, people. What the hell? This is crazy. There's no way that cozying up to Russia and North Korea and nut jobs and religious wackos is the way to go. And the fact that people can be so nonchalant about it is usually it's like the white people that are doing that. That is the definition of white privilege, my friends. Look, the idea or the word, I won't say this, we'll get into this for the next 10 minutes real quick because it needs to be said and people need to understand about it. We need to be able to talk about this kind of stuff. By not talking about it and only talking about it in our little small social circles where we do not and are not open to other people's ideas or things that we don't even know is an issue. There's going to be an issue with that type of race stuff that I'm not going to know about just for the sheer fact that I'm a white, straight male, right? With a veteran, with strong ties to police. Like my dad's a police officer and I police in the family and I respect and I think that it is a very big need of our society is rule and law. But you can't champion rule and law if you're a criminal. Duh. And we also need to touch on this as a veteran in our peaceful transfer of power is why can they not talk about January 6th? That was worse than 9/11. Easily worse than 9/11. It was the worst thing since the Civil War. Police officers died. Yeah, they did. Because of this guy and his hate and his rhetoric and his chaos. And I can understand that at first, oh, if you're so upset at Democrats that you thought it was really cool that this guy was making Democrats so upset. But at some point, you got to be like, when am I going to choose country over party? What is the line of this person and what they can do to get you to stop supporting them? If there's nothing on that list, that's weird. That's super, super weird. And that's unhealthy. And that, my friend, is cult worship. It's putting him at a status that's not equal to what he is. He is a human, despicable, barely, more demon. He's already turning reddish orange, more demon than he's definitely got 1 foot in hell already. But he definitely had to sign his soul away to the crossroads because he definitely seems like the Antichrist, right? Like he's tricked the party that is the Jesus party. Yeah, I can tell you, look, off the top of my head, I'm going to go like this. Look, Matthew 25:40. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Yeah. We'll say that one more time. Matthew 25:40. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. What does that mean? It means that people that don't have a lot, or they were born into a situation where their cards are shite and everything is bad, and don't have a very good outlook, because if you don't have anything, how do you get something? Or if you don't have teachers to teach you how to do something, you're not just going to be like, oh, I'm going to learn how to do this today, and I'm going to make $1 bajillion. That's not how the world works. You got to know people. You got to know people that know people. You got to know people that know things. You can't just get rich, right? That's just not how it goes. And if the people that have a bunch should be helping those that don't. And I get that people make bad mistakes or people make choices and they F their own life up, right? They make mistakes and they do things to themselves, and you just watch them and be like, hey, man, I told you that was a bad idea, but they do it anyway. And now instead of being able to have food, they don't have any food for the week or whatever. What happens when a guy goes to the supermarket and he gets caught stealing some food, and so now they put him in the system, and now he's got to owe money, and they're wasting money on the courts and all the police and all that. But behind the store, the very stuff that the food that he stole, they're throwing it in the garbage out back by the dumpster load. Come on, people. And I understand that the argument against that would be, if they just gave away if they knew the stuff was going to be given away at the end of the day, no one's going to stick around and pay for it. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And the good that would be done by not wasting all of this food would be amazing. And who cares? If everybody has access to this, what does it matter if people are getting help? Why is it bad for someone else to get a good break? I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I think it's good when good things happen to people. I think it's great when good things happen to people that I care about. I think it's great when good things happen to people that I don't care about. Because what harm is that doing to us by just being a decent person? Pretty much nothing. That's what I say about that. But I do want to say a couple quotes real quick. The first one is from Winston Churchill, who says, success is not final. Failure is final. Or no, sorry about that. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. That's very true. I can tell you right now that I've suffered from depression and anxiety, depression, bipolar, but the depression, it's not like a regular feel bad type depression. It's like nothing is ever going to feel good again. I physically hurt, my mind hurts, my spirit hurts, my chest hurts, I'm achy, I'm a mental disaster. I'm not even comfortable laying in bed. I paced around or just been outside or cried or whatever. And It's just harsh. And when you get into that depressive cycle, there's nothing, it seems like there's nothing that anybody can say or do that's going to get you out of it. But I want to say to you right now that if you suffer from depression, what you feel right now, it will and can go away. You don't have to feel this bad inside all the time. It's not a quick fix. It's not an over the night type thing. You're not going to take a pill and then they're like, oh, my life is great. You can maybe take a pill along with psychotherapy, or better yet, psychotherapy and just talking with people about it. And I found that the best way for me to heal and for me to feel good about myself is to give back. Give back and be nice to people. I've been giving back. I've helped with the veterans. I made my masks. I made the masks for during COVID. I sewed and I made a whole bunch of masks. That was pretty cool. And then I also have done my vets giving, where my wife and I, we cook a really nice Thanksgiving dinner, a lot of food, and invite guys over. And if I can't get them to come over, I'll go down and pick them up in the city and then bring them back. Done that quite often. And then the leftovers I put into individual trays and then go to the VA the next morning and hand them out. This year, I'm excited because I'll be in a new school program. Hopefully, probably still be here. And we'll try to do one here at the school at IMS, Illinois Media School, which is the place that I'm at right now doing my stuff from. They're the ones that have taught me what little bit I do know about this whole process. And I think that I'm going to get better at it, hopefully. And I hope that you enjoy it along with me. And I hope that you know that I care. And I promise you that if there's one thing that I can promise you is that I will be honest with you. I will do my best to keep the lines of communication open. And hopefully we can work as a team to figure out what is going on and why people cannot work together and compromise. If two sides, all right, I'll leave you this. If you have two sides and and a bunch of people are really happy, you're going to have a bunch of people that are really sad. There's only so much happiness to go around. So you got to make it even so that some people are a little bit happy and the other people are a little bit happy. I would rather have everyone a little bit happy or a little bit lukewarm than having a small percentage of people really happy and a large percentage of people really sad. Because, or you could have but I also don't want it the other way, where you have a whole bunch of people, the general pop that is getting a bunch of extra stuff, so they're really happy, and then the uber rich 1% or whatever, they're super sad. I don't want that either. Just like people should not be happy that Luigi Mangione or whatever was his nuts killing the healthcare CEO, and then you see all these things, these memes saying, "Oh, it's great, the CEO, the healthcare companies kill people all the time." Okay, that is the kind of stuff that we need to get away from. The rhetoric or the quick wit, if you want to call it, which is not even wit. I could come up with sarcastic things to say about every single thing that I read on a daily basis. And it would probably make people chuckle, or they'd be like, oh, that was quite the wit or quite the zinger. But what good does that do? What good does that do? What good does tearing down other people do for you? I don't know. It doesn't do me any good. If anything, it makes me feel a little bit worse about myself. I think that even we see the gaslighting going on in the Capitol right now, telling people, saying exactly the bad thing that they're doing and saying it and saying, oh, these other people are doing this. I'm so upset about it. So this is why we should be upset and blah, 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 blah. And I don't think that's very good. So I just want to real quick say, just before we go, because we're running low on time, is that there's lots of issues that face people struggling with mental health struggles. With veterans, sometimes in the regular world, there's a lack of access to therapy. But for the veterans, it's there. If you are a veteran and you are in dire need of some sort of support, it is there for you. You just got to call, pick up the phone, and you got to just Google it. You can do that. Regular people, medication is so hard to afford. Veterans, if if you do the work and get your thing going on with your VA medical care, you can get medication for free. And look, mental health as a veteran of regular people, workplace discrimination is huge. But if you're a veteran, you are protected. So know your rights, know the things that you care about, know that I care about you, and go take on the day and have a good day. I think that we can work together and make things greater. Peace.
All right, I hope you guys liked it. That was the first episode. I know it's pretty wild and crazy, but alas, this is how we do things. Let's go ahead and read a little poem for you, like I always do. All right, ready? If you knew that you would die, would it change how you would live? Would you give up all the food you eat fry, not take when you should give? Would you wonder about the soul and how we all relate? Or would you just light up a bowl, snort coke and masturbate? Would you try to be nicer? Would you be a better friend? Or would you be a slick enticer, wicked insides until the end? Would forgiveness and emotions find a soft place in your heart? No more midweek Christian devotions, just Fox News and Mario Kart. Well, if you think you're going to live forevermore, on Rapids River Sticksback rowing, we don't know what we're in for. If you had a solid countdown, if you knew that it was for real, would you party all night downtown or invite those hungry for a meal? The interesting thing that I pause to point right out is we're not our own king. Of this I have no doubt. Thank goodness we can't see the future and what it holds, for what fun would life be if we didn't break the molds? So live today with wonder, be kind to those you meet, for tomorrow there'll be a blunder, and the road will leave your feet. This life we think we know, the miracle we take for granted, always reaping what we sow, so share the fruit from what was planted. For none of us know more than the other one of us. We can't see behind the door, even if you hiss and fuss. It's anger turned from fear, like a cucumber in brine. So let's watch each other's rear, spread nice words, trying to be kind. With everyone so willing to be a spiteful prick, when confronted with the killing, they make jokes and grab their dick. Please pardon my choice of words, you know I don't know many, 'cause peeps and wiener are just absurd, and for ass, I'll just say fanny. So in keeping with the hateful folks, I'll disregard your feelings and make vulgar, off-color, ungrateful jokes to leave those crazies reeling. 'Cause if I knew the day I'd die, I couldn't get that much done. I'd run in circles, cry and lie. My day's a crap rerun. I fear I could be paralyzed with indecisive planning, my thoughts and opinions sterilized, procrastination damning. Me to bleak eternity, a sad and spiteful fool, bigotry versus the maternity, control through fear used as the tool. Yet when we peek inside our head, it seems we're not alone, hearing voices that definitely aren't ours, and not just when we're stoned. That brings us to the big secret now of life, just let me say. Who, what, when, where, and sometimes how. Not black and white, life's gray. All right, I hope that was okay, and take care. See you next time.